You all know all these things: bisecting, paralleling. What is image characteristic? Light film, dark film, ideal contrast, contrast density. What is high contrast? What is low contrast? High contrast has a short scale. Okay, that means the number of gray in a high contrast film is very less. Understand? Okay, high contrast. That is, you are able to differentiate two structures easily. Clear? So, for high contrast radiographs is useful for caries detection, which has a few short scale of gray. But when you say low contrast, that means the gray scale is more. You have multiple shades of gray. So, any periapical pathology or for periodontal evaluation, you will be easy to know. Understood, students? Again, this is very important OSCE question. What is high contrast, low contrast? What is long scale, long gray scale? What is short gray scale? Okay, clear? And these are the questions which are often asked for other competitive examination also. Okay, clear? Remember, radiology questions, there are more questions which will be asked for your competitive examination. Okay, so this is a third molar IUPA, full mouth IUPA. So what happens, our eyes will tend to be fatigued, or our eyes will interpret something wrongly if you keep on looking into it. Okay, clear? The same goes. These are illusioned images, okay, which are same images, but when we look into it, it tends to as if it moves or rotate. Okay, that's why we need to have all these viewing conditions when you view a radiograph. Okay, and you have to mask it. Okay. So parallel technique, how it is done? Remember, 16-inch. You are using a film holder. The central long axis of the tooth is perpendicular to the central ray, and long axis of the tooth is parallel to the film, and the film is held by a film holding device, and the film distance between the source of X-ray and the film target and the film is greater. Okay, this is long cone technique. So what happens exactly? The rays pass into the contact, so horizontal angulation is also maintained. This is the normal fault cone cut. Okay, so all this, hope you all are aware of it. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no, students? Isaac, do you want me to continue or to run away? Any short notes you want to show in the camera? I'm going to run these slides faster, okay? So that I don't want you all to waste this. Okay, clear? So this is called as bisecting angle technique. Long axis, the central ray is perpendicular to an imaginary line, bisecting the long axis of the tooth and the film. Okay, so this is 90-degree. You will be asked to draw the bisecting angle picture. Okay, then imagine the technique. How will you do? So it follows what rule? What geometrical principle it follows? What geometrical principle it follows?
Sierpinski's rule.
Very good, Latifa. Okay, right? Unmute and clap for Latifa. Okay. So called as Sierpinski's rule of isometry. Well done, Latifa. Okay, good. Okay, can you tell me, Latifa, what is that rule?
It says that two triangles that share the same side will have the same angle.
Oh, Latifa, you had let me down.
Two equal angle.
Refine your answer.
When the two triangles are equal, and it has the same side, the same length of side, and then it will share the same equal angles.
Can anybody say what is Szymanski's rule of isometry? Come. Anybody?
Doctor,
Yes, Hanushri.
one completes one side with two equal angles, just like the triangle.
Okay, Szymanski's rule of isometry is nothing but when any two triangles need not share a side or not, what happens if for any two triangles, if any two sides of the triangle and any two angles of the triangle are same, that means by default the third angle and the third side will be same. Okay, that's the common thing. That's why we are getting the same length of the tooth replicated on the film. If you make sure that the central ray is perpendicular not to the long axis of the tooth, not to the film, but to the imaginary line which bisects the long axis of the tooth and the film. That's why for when you place the film, you're placing it as a triangle. You're not placing it parallel. Okay, right? So we'll continue. Okay, so this is the what we use it for bisecting, and you should know what is horizontal angulation. If your horizontal angulation is not proper, you will have overlapped contacts. And you have vertical angulation, positive vertical angulation for maxillary, negative for mandibular. And you all know when you get elongated and foreshortened images. Okay, and then you have bite wing. So bite wing, don't say it is 0-degree angulation. What is the angulation for bite wing? 10-degree, positive 10-degree angulation. Okay. Okay. Then you have occlusal radiograph. Here comes a hero. You have tube shift technique. The other name is tube shift or buccal object rule. Same lingual opposite buccal. Clark's rule. Okay. Clear? So all these are the names. This is the picture what was given in white and Faro to check if one of the object, okay, radio opaque object is placed lingually or buccally. If the X-ray is targeted in a mesial direction, okay, and if the object moves mesially, that means the object is placed lingually. If it moves distally, that is in the opposite direction to the angulation of X-ray, it is placed on the buccal side. Okay, clear? What is another technique? Right angle technique. It is another technique for angulation wherein you relate with two radiographs. Say one is occlusal, another is an IOPA. You relate with these two radiographs and you say that this impacted canine is in the apical part between the lateral and the deciduous canine, and it is the coronal part is placed palatally. Okay, right? Okay. Any doubts, students? Okay. Any other chapters you want to discuss?